Welcome back to 6. Now, Keith Barry has moved down the sofa to make room for a man who, let's be honest, we've all probably woken up with at some stage.
Have we?
Yeah. Have you not?
No. Anyway, from pirate radio in the 80s to classic hits today, he's as much a staple of brekkie time as cornflakes and coffee. There's an intro and a half. Colm Hayes, welcome to the 6 o'clock show.
Thanks for the intro. Thank you. I'm scared sitting beside this guy.
He's reading your mind
good.
already, let's be honest.
I wouldn't be scared if you have something to hide.
Of course I do. I'm willing to go for the 20 grand.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That was brilliant. I love that.
Right, Colm, let's start at the very beginning. How did you...
Birth, like.
Well, more or less. If you were doing radio from birth, let's go from there. But,
I was born with a microphone in my
I can
hand.
imagine so.
Yeah.
How did you get into radio?
Well, it's funny. So we were kids, we were teenagers, and it was pirate radio then, all the glamour of it. And a mate of mine, his uncle had a transmitter from the Korean War, right? Okay, camouflage and everything, medium wave. Yeah. So he set it up, and we were able to broadcast to about 6 houses on each side.
Look at that pic there of you.
Well, that was much more professional. You wouldn't get pictures of the original one.
Right.
In fact, when we were raided, we used to throw the transmitter over the wall, like you throw a ball over the wall. And then when they'd leave, you had to knock at the neighbour's door and say, can we have our transmitter back?
This is in the days of pirate radio,
This is in the days of pirate radio. Yeah, well, you changed your name. So, like, I'm Colm Caffrey, but I changed my name to Colm Hayes. Because you were convinced, you know, like we thought we were doing something amazing. Well, in fairness, we were. Yeah, in fairness, we were, yeah. But the Department of Post and Telegraphs, as it was called then, technically could maybe arrest you or not. So you sort of changed your name. But also the glamour of changing your name as well.
And Colm, you studied media in college, but really screenwriting was your first love.
Yes, yeah, I really was into screenwriting and directing. And I was in the first... So DCU media course now originally started in the College of Commerce Mines in a place called Largo House. So I was in the second year of it ever. I was in the same year as Brian Dobson.
Oh, wow.
Anne Casson was there. Ned O'Hanlon, who went on to direct all the U2 videos. And one of the lecturers was Lelia Doolan, who was head of, Irish film at that stage. So, yeah, it was a big thing for me, screenwriting. And I sent a screenplay over to LA. Which they never got back to me about. and I actually did a Disney writing course, so I wrote for Donald Duck.
Oh, wow.
Do you have actual Donald Duck stories
So
out there
in the
world?
Donald Duck comics, so the comic books. So I wrote a couple of those, Donald Duck and his crazy
Did you ever try to do his voice?
No, but it's funny, when we were doing it, we had a competition on air for people to ring in doing the Donald Duck voice. No, I can't do it.
We won't push you on
I remember trying to
it.
do it years ago.
Yeah, no, there's some amazing people out there that can do it, but no, I'm not even going to try.
No.
So here, we have to talk about something that's very close to my heart, the Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Look at you, yeah.
So it launched back in FM 104 in 95, and that was when you became programme director.
Yeah.
So as a new Strawberry,
Yeah.
right, I want to know, what was it like back then, the early
Like, it's
days?
amazing. We're sort of bookends now, because you're there now, and I was there at day one. And Jim wasn't there on day one. Jim came in around 6 years afterwards. It was really unique because we decided, and it's okay to say this, we decided to put the F word back into radio, which is fun. And that was one of the logos we had. And it was like the first time in Irish radio where there was like 6 people in studio at the same time. And it was just crazy. You were able to do crank phone calls then. Yeah, we got Tiger Woods, we got Justin Timberlake.
You're not doing any more?
You can't really know. It's all this GDPR.
Right, yeah.
Well, the thing is, you have to ask for permission and all that sort of stuff. We were just wild and we just went for it.
And you just went for it. And
We went for it, and a couple of times we got a couple of notices in the post from solicitors saying, you never told our client that was going on air.
Back of the hand stuff. And the radio show now is one of the longest radio shows. In fact, the longest radio show, breakfast radio show in Europe.
The
30
name,
years.
yeah, I know, it's amazing, isn't it? And I was only saying a couple of years ago, like some of the jingles, because we all wrote our own jingles. So the guys obviously re-recorded them, but they were the stuff that we'd done from maybe 20 years, 25 years ago. So it's amazing that
And does that bring back old memories when you hear them?
Well, we used to do a thing called Kids in the Car, right? So that, like in 95, 96, and that would be like 5-year-olds. And I've met them now and they're married.
I remember
that
listening
makes
to
me feel old.
But I remember listening to Kids in the Car.
Yeah. I know, it's mad.
It's such a big time. So, right, Keith.
Yep.
You must have been interviewed by this chap.
Many
here over
times,
the
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Have you hacked his brain, and can you reveal what you found?
Sure I have. I can't remember.
Can you remember? No.
No, you went and you said you couldn't find one.
I looked in between his ears and I saw nothing.
Yeah. So you went to Jim Jim. No, I think you got Jim Jim and Niamh. You did Niamh. So Niamh Crowley worked on the Strawberry Alarm Clock for years. And there was something that was amazing. Of course, I'm a skeptic. And there was something about her grandmother, and you went, and now she's about to touch you on the shoulder. Now her grandmother's dead. And Niamh just went, whoa, what is that? What is that? And
that was my dark side show. I was involving like the occult and Ouija boards.
And we were all literally going, what the hell happened there? That was,
next level stuff.
But the great thing about Keith as well is that he can do it on radio. You know what I mean? Like it's such a visual art, obviously, but you still have that capability.
You know, I'm going to save it now, and the next time I'm on with him, I'm going to get inside that noggin of yours, right? That's the deal, right? Deal.
Shaking it there.
Deal.
There we go.
We have it.
And if you don't, 20 grand, is it?
Double deal. There you go. We'll double down on it.
And we can buy that car now.
And here, sorry, you're on your way to be buying a brand new car because you're a busy man. You have a podcast. And you have a new book
Look,
as well.
everybody's got a podcast, so we're not talking about it too much till we launch it, but it's with my brother.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because he's a motivational coach. He's a life coach, business coach. He's gone through a lot in his life to get to where he is now. He's absolutely amazing. I've done what I've done. We both came from the north side. You're a north side yourself, just down the road from me in Santry, both in the same school, but now we're so completely different. Yet we're brothers. So we're going to bring our journey. We have quite interesting stories about how we got to where we are now. Justin went to London, me and the media, and then we're going to start just talking about siblings and maybe bringing in siblings to the podcast, because what's really interesting as well is famous people, their siblings are really interesting as well. Everyone's got a story. We're Irish. Everyone's got a story. And bringing it out through the sibling element, I think, could be really interesting as well. So we're developing that at the moment. We're, don't want to rush into it because everyone has a podcast.
And do you have a book as well, though? You have a book as well.
I decided to start writing. Well, I've always written, so I was like screenwriting and that. But with Lucy writing kids' books, I went, God, I must give an old hand at a kids' book. So I'm writing a kids' book at the moment about a talking dog.
Oh, great.
Who's lost in space.
I like that already.
Obviously, Colm, the world of media has changed since you started Fado.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you see it going now? Especially the fact that they're trying to pull radios out of cars.
Saw that, yeah.
What do you think of that? What do you make of it?
I grew up in the days where they were always pulling radios out of cars, but that was a different story. So I mean, it's still digital. I mean, you can, we're still on digital. They're taking the FM radio. But my daughter, who's 25, I mean, if I say to her, tune in the radio, she looks at me like I'm nuts. And I go, well, will you play? And she just shouts in the house, play classic hits radio, and it comes on. So I don't think taking it out of the car is going to stop radio, because we're now all digital, we're now all on apps, and that's the way people listen to it now. Who actually tunes down to 104 or 103
Me?
or 1?
I do.
Yeah. But radio has always adapted. It has always been one of the mediums that have adapted really fast. Like if you saw what we did across COVID within the space of about a week, installing studios into guys.
Into wardrobes.
Basically into wardrobes. Finding the technology that we didn't even know existed and then incorporating it into our radio stations within days. I mean, I remember like from the Wednesday to the Sunday, we had studios.
It happened that quick.
In people's houses.
And obviously,
because we couldn't go off air.
Colm, with Classic Hits, you're obviously on the road at the moment. You've got your parties up and running, the listeners' parties. How are they getting on?
They're getting on absolutely amazing. We've done Cork, we've done Galway, we're going to Limerick on the 8th. We're all there, we're all on the floor. Lucy's on the floor doing Rock the Boat. Which,
no better woman.
It's a great way to clean the floor up for the staff in the venue, isn't it?
What are you saying about her bottom? But
they all have lovely bottoms.
So we're right in with the crowd. We're there. We're partying, this giveaways, and it's just great. It's great just to get out. You know yourself, to get out and actually meet the people that are actually listening to you, because sometimes you don't believe anybody is.
All right, Colm, thank you so much for joining us here. And you can, of course, catch Colm on the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show weekday mornings on Ireland's Classic Hits. If you're not watching Ireland, of course,
Of course, on
Yeah.
Alarm Clock.
You can divide your time between the two breakfast shows.
I know, exactly. We're all friends. Up next, as the Love Island Villa prepares to shut its doors, Fionnuala J is here with her predictions. We'll see you back here in 3.